What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you're now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. While you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you see a Patreon account. If you click, you become a member. All you got to do is try recommend movies and music and trailers for me to react to. So click the link. Make sure you guys like this damn video because it helps the algorithm, it helps it move. And let's get this shit going. All right, so today I'm going to review Triangle of Sadness, which is directed by Ruben Östlund. All right, it's starring a ton of people, but the one name that I know off top is Woody Harrelson. All right, so this movie basically is about these super rich, high class, elitist people going on this super rich cruise where the people on the boat have to just do whatever they need to do in order to please these people, make them feel loved and affection and all of that good shit, right? And what ends up happening is this boat ends up sinking, and then everybody gets stranded on the island, and then basically we end up seeing like new parties being formed and new elite members rising, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this movie plays out as a dark comedy. A lot of the movie is like long shots, a lot of dialogue. It's really just a lot of listening to people talk. It's a very cinematic movie, but does it hit the mark? You know what I mean? To be honest with you, I feel like as watching this movie, I really felt like it was maybe like way too freaking long. This movie was over 2 hours long. There was a whole lot of shots, long-winded dialogue, and while you're watching it, you're just like, like, all right, like I feel like you could have cut this a little bit short. Also, even though the characters are freaking amazing, every character in this movie they embody the character completely, and I enjoyed every character because they all had their little things that they did. They all had their problems, they all had their personalities, and that's what made this movie really unique, about the interactions of the characters in there and the problems that they have. But what I didn't like I said, is like the long-windedness of this movie, and then also that third act, like it just kind of was like, really, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, I felt like that ending was a little bit lackluster in my opinion. It wasn't as good as I thought it could be. I thought that this was building up to something. Like, I don't like movies that suddenly end in the middle of a story. Like, and that's what this movie does. This movie, when you're watching the trailer, it comes off as very again, the word Oscar baity. This movie comes off as very Oscar baity, award baity, things like that. Because it comes off as very artsy and it has all this dialogue in it, and you have to dissect and decipher the dialogue. And again, like especially the dialogue between Woody Harrelson's character and this German character, I believe he's German. The I still shit that guy. Um, the dialogue between their characters is really kind of like what's the word? Prophesizing what's to come, and that's what ends up happening later. You'll see what I'm talking about when you see the actual movie. But again, like the movie itself, the concept is cool. I like the concept. The execution was a little bit poor because of the runtime of the movie. The cinematography is freaking amazing, and that third act, I didn't like it. Again, I don't like movies that just suddenly end. You know what I mean? Like, it's annoying. The characters are very funny though. Like I said, this is like it comes off as a dark comedy at times, and yeah, it's pretty comedic in ways. It's funny where it makes it so funny where people will kind of question whether that scene will be funny or not. It has a very interesting scene where you're watching people get sick for a very long period of time, and you kind of question what was the reasoning behind that. Do I really need to watch people like descend into illness for, I don't know, 15 minutes, 15 to 10 minutes? You're watching it's so crazy. Like, you're literally watching the process of people getting sick. Like, that whole scene was just you. You're watching these characters like become ill from the moment that they know they're going to become ill until the moment where they are actually ill. It's like watching a it's like watching like a health documentary, like what happens to the body as you get food poisoning or as you get seasick or whatever the case. It's crazy to think about. And again, watching the way that this movie operates, like I said, it has a lot of like social commentary that it's like woven in between the scenes, and it's things that you have to read between the lines, because it doesn't just like outwardly say that this is what we're doing and this is the purpose behind this, but at the same time, like it was done in an interesting way. It was done in a fun way, but at the same time, it's not something where this is definitely not a movie where, I would recommend that you need to stop what you're doing and going out and rushing to see this. So here on the Cinema Chop Shop, we grade movies in three ways. Count them three ways. Either you get bodied and sent to the bowels of hell, and I tell you your movie is basura, or I say it's meh, which means it's más o menos, mediocre, mid-grade, mid-range, mid, or I say you have been spared, and I tell everybody go see this movie, go watch it, go grab a crowd of people and go support this movie financially. I'm going to have to give this movie a big fat meh.
Not quite my tempo.
Not impressed.
But it can be better.
Mediocre.
Meh.
But the TV gave me the impression that...
We said meh. M-E-H. Meh.
Yeah, you heard it, folks. I'm giving this movie a meh. I mean, like I said, although it had a lot of things going for it, that third act ending abruptly wasn't it for me. Also, these long-winded shots were unnecessary. These long-winded conversations were unnecessary, and they could have cut off a good 40 minutes off of this movie, and it probably would have been a little bit more better. You know what I'm saying? But it was a fun movie. It's a very dark comedy. If you're into that shit, I would recommend going to watch it if that's what you're into. But at the same time, it's not something that I'm telling you have to drop everything and go watch. There's not many movies that came out this year that I would recommend that you drop everything and go watch, and this definitely is not one of them. If you get the opportunity, watch it, but at the same time, you need to have a nice schedule, a nice clear schedule of shit not to do that day, because like it's a long-winded movie. So if you're going to watch it, make sure that you have time to do so. But that's all I got. That's my review. Let me know if you agree or disagree, whatever the case may be. Drop it in the comment section down below. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you go to my Patreon account, click that link and go check it out, and subscribe to my Patreon. There you can recommend movies and music and fucking anything that you want me to react to. All right. So go ahead and head over there and go see what you could do for your boy. It's not much. So that's it. That's all I got. So you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys having a magnificent day. And adios, homies.